So I found this post on the Pokemon TCG subreddit that I wanted to share with you all because apparently Pokemon Center is canceling bot orders for Mega Evolution. So I want to talk about what may be the implications of this, if this is true, what's going to happen to prices, just what does this mean and how significant is this? So, if this is true, right, that Pokemon Center is starting to cancel bot orders, my question is why did it take this long? People have been using bots since Prismatic Evolutions. Why did it take 8 months for them to start canceling orders? That is my question. For them to figure out whatever way to cancel all these orders from people that are using bots, why did it take this long? Like, to me, I don't understand that, but I guess better late than never. Apparently, this is happening. Now, I am actually happy that, this is happening, if this is true, because you guys know my whole stance on scalping. I'm honestly not a big fan of it. I don't really do it myself. Like, I don't have bots. I don't go to Targets and Walmarts and try to clear out shelves. I don't follow those vendors or whatever with, some people going to crazy extents to follow those people, like the people that stock Target and Walmart. I don't go to vending machines and clear them out. I don't do any of that stuff. Like, I'm not an advocate for those things, but unfortunately in this space, if you want to buy Pokemon product, you're pretty much, just you have to buy from scalpers. And that's what I do. I have to go on Facebook Marketplace and buy, because other than that, there's nowhere to buy from. It's either you buy from the scalper or you become the scalper. So for me, I'm not a big fan of it, but if it gets to a point where, like, okay, I mean, what other option is there? Well, I have to settle. I have to buy from a scalper, right? But I've never been a big fan of it. And especially in a market like this, like, everyone's obviously always upset about scalping and how prices are high. And the fact that now, at least, we're seeing some sort of effort from Pokemon Center that they're trying to reduce the amount of scalping and people just ordering large amounts like they're not supposed to, I think is good. If people, that just want to collect, that are buying from Pokemon Center, can just open a little bit and not see all these scalpers, I think the market, at least the emotions in the space, would be a lot more positive. And hopefully, I mean, this post is already very popular. 51 minutes ago, already has like 400 upvotes. People seeing this, I think it's a positive thing, because people would at least emotionally know that Pokemon Center is trying to do something, be proactive about the situation. Now, I guess the bigger question from this, other than just the emotional side, where maybe it's good that people maybe are seeing this so that like they think Pokemon Center is actually doing something, which is good, right? Hopefully, this is true and this is happening to all the scalpers out there with bots. But what are the market implications of scalpers possibly not being able to get large amounts of product, and possibly these products may be redistributed to people? Maybe there'll be another drop, and they'll be distributed to individual people, and most of those people, for hopefully the most part, will just be enjoying it and maybe just opening it, having a chance to open at MSRP, right? But talking about the market implications of this, right? Right now, the booster box is at $285. So let's say the circumstance is that everyone who bought it on Pokemon Center, let's say all their stuff gets canceled. And let's say all this product gets redistributed to people individually. And let's say, in theory, all the people, let's say the Mega Evolution gets restocked, right? Let's say, in theory, all the booster boxes bought from Pokemon Center, they're opened, okay? We're going to use that as a theory. So, I've talked about this before. People say, oh, it's the scalpers keeping prices high. It's like, people call it the scalper price. But when you actually really think about how the Pokemon market works with sealed, I actually think, in my personal opinion, it's the inverse. When you have this much demand, right, and you have people that will open if they can buy MSRP, that supply has vanished, right? It's not existent. What does that mean for the sealed? It means it gets more scarce, prices go up. Now, when you have a scalper, A scalper is going to buy the product at MSRP, right? And mark it up to, let's say they're selling it at market price, like 280, 285, whatever it is, 250, but it's over MSRP. That creates, a price barrier to some, where some people will choose not to buy it. Some people won't. Obviously, there's people that will still buy it and open it up, but less people will open it up. What does that mean for the sealed product supply? There's more sealed product. What does that mean for the prices? In my opinion, scalpers, it regulates the market because people that don't want to buy over MSRP, they won't open, therefore more supply exists, right? Rather than, let's say in theory, everyone on Pokemon Center opens their booster box, well, that supply has now vanished and is gone. Versus a scalper that maybe is able to buy, let's say, just a random number like 50 booster boxes. That 50 booster boxes, it's not going to sell or get opened as quickly as if 50 people bought them and all opened them. So, in my opinion, the prices from, let's say this is true where all the bots, their orders are getting canceled. Personally, I think the implications, it actually may be worse for the market. Now, you could argue maybe, if everyone has the chance to open a booster box, they're not going to open anymore. They'll just, open it and they'll be happy with the set. But I'm pretty sure most people are probably going to want to open more than one booster box, and you can only order one booster box from Pokemon Center, which means that they'll have to buy from some other place, right? If they don't buy, or they're not able to buy at MSRP, well, they're going to have to go to the secondary market. And that's where, like I said, my theory with, scalpers, they help regulate the supply of the market. Yes, it sucks. They're taking out the hands of people that want to open it, but for the actual price of the product, I truly believe in a market where there's this much demand, having people actually wiping out the supply, opening everything at MSRP rather than scalpers having them, actually will, at least in the short term, increase prices faster than if you have people scalping, reselling it for higher than MSRP, but not as many people are going to buy and open at that higher price. So that's honestly my opinion. That's just my sort of thought process with, if this is true where scalpers aren't really getting any product, all the orders are getting canceled, and possibly it may go into the hands of people that just want to open it. I think in the short term, it actually may increase prices of sealed product. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. If this is true and this becomes a widespread thing where people are reporting that their orders are being canceled, I'm happy for the people that want to just open stuff up. I am perfectly fine with that. Trust me, I don't really, like I said, I'm not an advocate for scalping. I'm happy that this is happening. But like I said, in the short term, prices, in my opinion, with all the people opening, it may drive prices up. Now, we'll see what really happens to the market if this is true, where scalpers and the bots they're all getting their orders canceled. We'll see what happens to prices. But that's just my theory and what I think about when I'm like, okay, if everybody opens their product rather than scalpers holding on to them or selling them at a higher price, I feel like there really will be less supply in the market. And for the people saying scalper price, if you've listened to what I just said, maybe you can see another side to it that possibly scalpers, even though they, like I said, they are taking out of the hands of people that just want to open it, in terms of market price, it actually may be lowering it rather than increasing it if you let everyone at MSRP, everyone opened. That's just my take. But let's just read some of the comments and see what people have to say. It's looking like many people are reporting canceled orders. There's no confirmation that it is bot orders only, oversold orders, or any other reason. Anyone who claims a specific reason is misinformed. We all cheer when it's someone abusing the system, but please try to remember that some regular people always get mixed up in it. Pokemon should be transparent with their process if this is their fix. We'll love to know if the morons who blew up the original Phantasmal Flames drop just outed themselves and bleeped up their other orders too. We have no confirmation of that. So here is a picture from a Discord. Well, all my mega orders canned now from Pokemon Center. Anyone else getting emails? I lost every mega pre-order. Same. All getting canned. So, look, this person says, y'all capping. No cap. It's not cap. Probably for that people that got multiple to one address. Just got a canceled email. They canned every last one of mine. everything canned. Seems like some, from whatever Discord this is in, they're seeing that same thing. Dude, if this is real, there's a chance of a restock. Yeah, like I said, they may redistribute product. If all these are being canceled, they're going to release probably another, pre-order wave. Or maybe not even, not pre-order, but when the set comes out, maybe they'll, restock the website. So does that mean more will become available and I can finally buy one? Hopefully. Losers, watch them cry. Never got a confirmation email. I'm salty. Waited 3 hours, made a purchase, but never got confirmation. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. There's no 100% confirmation like this person says that it's only bot orders, but I mean, just looking at from what I'm seeing here, looks like the bots, their orders are being canceled. And hopefully this means that Pokemon Center has been being more proactive to try to get product into, people, and actually, following the one limit per one. And people, hopefully they get the chance to open the stuff up and order and be happy. But like I said, in terms of market price, I truly believe the more that people open and are able to access MSRP and are actually opening, market prices may actually be driven up because of that. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.